This is the activity on drawing a histogram. The objective of this activity is to represent the data obtained from a survey conducted in a class regarding the time spent by students in watching television. Let's understand the concept of a histogram first. For that, we have taken a histogram here which represents the weights of different students. When their weights were measured and recorded, we obtained some data and we tried to plot them using a histogram. So the weights are represented on the x-axis here, and the frequency, that is the number of students, are represented on the y-axis. So if you can see, this weight is for 3 students. Here it is 3. Likewise, the weight keeps on changing on the x-axis and the corresponding frequency is plotted along the y-axis. So the height of the rectangle actually is equal to the frequency. So if there are 7 students here, that means the frequency corresponding to this weight is 7. Likewise, you draw all the rectangles and you have to take care that you are not leaving any space between all the rectangles. So you obtain a histogram. For performing this activity, you need papers of different colors so that all the rectangles can be differentiated, a notebook for collection of data, white sheet of papers, pencil, pen, colored pencils, sketches, geometry box, scissors, glue, and graph paper. Let's see how we can perform this activity.
So in this activity of drawing a histogram, what we will do first is take up any 5 sections of your school and see how many students study in that particular section. For simplicity's sake, we have taken a data here in which section A has 35 students, B has 40, C has 31, D has 32 and E has 32. You can take any class, any section. After that, you need to ask those students about the number of hours they spend in watching television. So everybody will give an opinion. 2 to 3 hours, 3 to 4 hours, or even 1 to 2 hours may be a case, but depending on their responses, you have to convert those responses into a frequency table. So we have taken a sample table here in which 2 to 3 hours, this response was given by 20 students, 3 to 4 hours, 80 students, 4 to 5 hours, 30 students, 5 to 6 hours, 20 students, and more than 6 hours, 20 students. So all these students, that is 170 students in these 5 sections, were asked the same question, and this is the frequency table obtained with regard to their watching television. After that, we will draw the x-axis and mark these hours on the x-axis. That means number of hours. So here you can see the minimum number of hours is 2. So I have started with 2 only, and then 2 to 3, 3 to 4, 4 to 5, 5 to 6, 6 to 7, and I don't need anything beyond that because 6 to 7 means more than 7, right? Along the y-axis, I will take the number of students. Here you can see the minimum number of students is 20. So I started with 20 and the maximum is 80. So I took a gap or a class width of 20. So 20, 40, 60, 80, that should be enough. You can take 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 also if you have to make a bigger histogram, right? After that, you need to pick up a colored sheet of paper and cut out, because this is 20 and 20 is just 1 centimeter on the y-axis. You have to take a 1 by 1 square, draw a 1 by 1 square and cut this out and paste this along 2 to 3, because 2 to 3 corresponds to 20 students. So you will paste it here in the graph. Next one is 80. So you will draw a square. This is a square which represents 20. So you will be drawing 4 squares like this. That means it's a rectangle whose the height will be 4 centimeters and this will be 1 centimeter. So 4 by 1 centimeter. So cut this out and paste it along 3 to 4, because Corresponding to 3 to 4, you have 80 students. So this will correspond to 80. Likewise, keep on cutting appropriate height squares or rectangles and keep on pasting them along 4 to 5 hours, 5 to 6 hours, and more than 6 hours. The figure which you obtain will look something like this, where different colors will correspond to different number of hours. So you have to specify which color corresponds to how many hours of watching television. And this is the activity on drawing the histogram.